With tech businesses being some of the most lucrative industries in today's world, entrepreneurs and startups want to get a piece of the market. The challenge, if you're a non-techie and have no background in the digital space, is you could be taken advantage of. Or worse, lose your investment entirely. One way to avoid this is to understand, at least a basic level, how things work. Hi, I'm Matt from Spring Digital, and today we're going to take a peek behind the curtain at how apps or software programs work, if you're a non-techie person. When clients first approach me, generally there's three options we have for them. Number one, building a web-based platform. Think sort of Facebook, YouTube. Number two, mobile apps. We all know these, Spotify, Uber, that kind of thing. And desktop programs like Microsoft Word, Excel, etc. The choice really is based on what you're doing. Web-based programs are generally for more complex interactions where there's a lot of back and forth. Mobile apps are great for companion apps or platform-based programs. Desktop programs, whilst not as common these days, but are primarily reserved for when there's little or no internet connection needed. Again, this really depends on what you're actually doing with your application. Web-based ones are the most adaptable. You can make changes pretty quickly and easily, and they'll appear straight on the platform themselves. Mobile apps are great if your idea sort of leans more in that direction, but sort of making changes is quite hard, and filling in sort of heavy forms or processes, imagine like a home loan application, very hard to do. Desktop applications, now we really would want a big, strong business case for that because they require a lot of effort to sort of build, support, and manage over time. Let's simplify this whole process. First up, you've got the back end. This is everything in the background that you can't see. So when you log in on Facebook, let's just say, you wait a few seconds and you're in. The back end is where a processing of a whole bunch of checks is done. It's to see if your username is correct, your password is correct. Do you have an active account? Have you paid your bill? That sort of thing. The back-end code ensures everything runs smoothly and accurately. On the other side, you've got the front end. This is everything you can see, touch, and interact with. Let's take a look at an e-commerce site. Product pictures, descriptions, buttons, navigation, etc. And finally, there's the database. Simply put, this is where all the data is stored. A mobile app, it essentially works in the same way. The main difference is where the front-end code actually sits. What we do is we submit it to the App Store, that's the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. They review it and make sure it complies with security and terms and conditions, and they deliver that code to the user's devices through their app stores. Well, a programming language is exactly as it sounds. It's a language. Think English, German, Japanese, but in this case, it's where we write instructions for computers to follow. Now, the choice of language really depends on whether it's the front end you're building, the back end you're building, whether it's a mobile or what the overall goal is. Now, budget, very important consideration here because some languages are far more costly to develop than others. A framework is a set of pre-written codes that you use as a foundation for what you're building. Let's use the analogy of a car. When building a car, they start out with the tires, the mirrors, and some core components, and then assemble them all to make a car. What it does is it significantly reduces your build time, and you can get up and running much faster. And it also allows developers who are added to the project to pick up and start working far easier because there's almost like a common framework or common structure of the language for them to get started on. On the screen at the moment, you'll see a very simplified view of the web or mobile application architecture. On the left, that's you, taking actions, engaging with a program or app. The front end is everything you are seeing, touching, and looking at. As you take actions, it passes requests for data and information from the back end. The back end processes it, gets it from the files or database if it needs it, and then sends the response back to your device so you can see it. Again, this really depends on what you're doing. Web-based applications tend to be a bit easier to build and manage, and there are a lot of developers out there. Updates are easier and you can essentially build or develop whatever you want. Apps though, in the App Store, as I mentioned earlier, really shouldn't involve overly complex processes. People just won't be able to use it on small devices. And the other main drawback here is you have to adhere to the App Store's terms and conditions, and if you're in breach of them, they'll just take you down and offline. Desktop applications are becoming a rare choice for businesses these days. Consumer demand is often dictating that they want to be able to access their data in a web-based platform wherever they are in the world, so the desktop application is probably not the right choice for now. I hope you found this video helpful. Remember to like and subscribe for more content just like this. If after all this you're still looking a bit cross-eyed, don't worry, all is not lost. Remember, Steve Jobs didn't know how to code either. Till next time.